Good morning, everyone. How are we all doing today? Thank you so much for joining us for our Right Here, Right Now with the wonderful Ashleigh Nugent, our writer on the Bloc. Our a nice morning sort of writing burst opportunity to get a little bit creative, do a little bit of writing, these small little snippets that will sort of set you off for your morning and for your day. So very exciting, and I'm glad you're all here. I hope you're all ready to write and learn and see what we can create over this next sort of half an hour or so. And as I said, this is the Right Here, Right Now with our wonderful writer on the block, Ashleigh Nugent. And sadly, heartbreakingly to hear, his last one of the residency. Those 3 weeks have really flown by. And so now we're on to our final week. But don't you worry. As always, there are still loads of opportunities to be able to work with Ash over the course of the next week. We've got loads of events, ones that you can share some of your own work in, some nice little celebration events. So there's still loads of opportunities for you. So very exciting. But for those of you who haven't had the opportunity to be able to work with Ashleigh just yet, I'll give you a quick little lowdown of who he is. He is the writer, performer, and the creative director of Rise Up CIC. He's written for poetry anthologies, academic journals, magazines, blogs, theatres, and his latest work, Bloc, which was a novel based on his time he spent his 17th birthday in a Jamaican detention centre, won the 2013 Common Word Memoir competition, and was then also, I think, adapted to the stage by Ash himself, who did all of it. I believe, I'll find out truly when he joins us now, but I'm pretty sure he directed it, wrote it, starred in it, did all of it. So amazing and a really incredible piece of work. So this is Ash, and this is his brilliant work. And he's been our writer on the block. It's been very exciting. And I think now you've got a nice little intro as to who he is. We should just bring him on and let him roll away with his writer right now, because I'm just waffling on all night. Great to see you, Ash.
Hello, Zach. Thank you so much for that lovely introduction, as usual. I did indeed write, direct, and produce and star in the one-man show version of my book, Locks. I've always got a copy somewhere. There's one there. Look at that. The one-man show, and that was a dream for me. To write that book was a dream. To do a show with that story was a dream that I've had for nearly 28 years. It's been since that happened. And this book is now out there. The show is out there. And I have other dreams, and things are manifesting. And I hope that you will feel, those who have been with me throughout this journey, as writer in residence on the writer's block, I hope that you will feel that some of the techniques that we've used have given you some insight into how you may achieve your dreams and dream big. So I'd like you to think of what your dreams are for today, and how big do you want to make it? My advice would be to shoot for the stars. Dreams can be massive or minuscule, and that's your choice. I would advise you shoot for the stars. And then if you land on the moon, well, heck, you made it to the moon, and you only got there because you were shooting for the stars. Hey, so expect the best and accept the outcome. I don't believe in this thing of expecting poor outcomes, so we won't be disappointed. This is ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. You expect the best and then accept the outcome, and then you can sit in your rocking chairs really, really proud of what you achieved with your life, because no matter how far you got, you will know that you tried your hardest. So what's your big dream? As usual, I'm going to read a poem by Langston Hughes, the Harlem Renaissance poet, and I'm then going to give you some writing prompts. I'm going to read this 3 times, and then I'm going to give you some writing prompts that build up as we go along. So I'm just looking at the time as well. So what time have I got? Okay, I know. Okay, so okay, this is the poem, the first reading of Harlem by Langston Hughes. What happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun, or fester like a sore and then run? Does it stink like rotten meat? or crust and sugar over like a syrupy sweet? Maybe it just sags like a heavy load, or does it explode? Second reading, Harlem by Langston Hughes. What happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun, or fester like a sore and then run? Does it stink like rotten meat, or crust and sugar over like a syrupy sweet? Maybe it just sags like a heavy load, or does it explode? If you need to make any notes, do so now. Third reading, just so you all get the feeling of this poem, anything that you've missed, that sinks in. This is Harlem by Langston Hughes. And you better have your pens and paper out as well. I'm sure you have. I'm sure you have. Harlem by Langston Hughes. What happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun, or fester like a sore and then run? Does it stink like rotten meat, or crust and sugar over like a syrupy sweet? Maybe it just sags like a heavy load, or does it explode? Yeah, what do you think of that? I love that little piece. So your first writing prompt, get my stopwatch rocking. Your first writing prompt, should we say sentence stem for this morning, is going to be this. I need you to write down, I deferred a dream to, leave a space, and then write because. So if you have once deferred a dream, I deferred a dream to be an Olympic swimmer, for example. Write down what the dream was. I deferred a dream to, this means you put it off. Have you ever put off a dream, something you wanted to achieve? And dreams, it doesn't matter how big or small it is, to go back to college, or to read a poem out loud to an audience, or to change a relationship with a family member. Okay, we all have these things in our life. So I put off, deferred a dream to. Now write what the dream was, and then write because. And then I want you to write this short bit, leave a space, then write this short bit from the poem. A dream that dried up like a raisin in the sun, or sagged like a heavy load. So I'll say that again. You need to write down, leave a space after I deferred a dream to, be the Olympic swimmer or whatever, because, and then leave a space and write a dream that dried up like a raisin in the sun, or sagged like a heavy load. Okay, now these are both sentence stems. So you got 3 minutes. That's only 1.5 minutes on each. So we don't need a big essay. Just on from I deferred a dream to, blah, 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 because that's your first stem. And I'll tell you when 1.5 minutes is up to make sure you've moved on to the second stem by then, which is a dream that dried up like a raisin in the sun, or sagged like a heavy load. You start writing. That's 2 sentence stems, okay? You've got 3 minutes. First of all, I deferred a dream to what? Because. Go for it. Okay, that's halfway through. So by now, if you haven't already, you need to get onto that second sentence stem. A dream that dried up like a raisin in the sun, or sagged like a heavy load. Just carry on. Keep going. Last 30 seconds. Just keep going. I don't care what you're writing. Last 5 seconds. Just finish whatever you're writing now. And that's it. Okay. Now I want you to write I notice, because you are going to read over what you have just written and then complete the sentence stem, I notice. So have a little read through. Okay. And now you're going to have 1 minute, just 1 minute. So I don't care what you're writing. Don't care if you're writing blah, blah, blah. I don't know what to write. I'm confused. What's going on? Who's this weird guy on the YouTube? Why have WoW employed him? I don't care what you're writing. Just write, I notice. So what have you noticed from reading what you've just written? 1 minute. I notice. Don't stop writing until I tell you to. Go for it. Last 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now time to switch focus, folks, because you must have all achieved a dream that you set out to achieve at some point, even if that was something small, even if that was to change the dynamics in a relationship, to be a good parent, to do your job a bit better, to as I say, to read a poem out to a live audience, to write a poem, to be honest about your love of writing and share it with a family member, whatever that may be. This is your next stem. I achieved a dream to insert be an Olympic swimmer. I don't know, maybe there's someone here. Tom Daly, who isn't a swimmer. It may be easier. I achieved a dream to be an Olympic diver. So I achieved a dream to insert the dream that you achieved because. Okay. How long have we got? I'm going to give you, I achieved a dream too because I'm going to give you 3 minutes. I achieved a dream too because 3 minutes, go. Okay, last minute. Just keep going. Just keep going. Okay. So finish whatever you're writing now. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Did it feel different? Did it feel different? When you were writing about the dream deferred and the dream achieved, was there a difference in the way that it felt? I'm going to give you a quick minute to have a look through what you've written and then just compare the two. Are there any surprises, any feelings coming up, any interesting insights? And what have you learned from doing this exercise? And how can you use what you have learned to help you in the future? That's going to be your last prompt, okay? So, I am aware is your last sentence stem. I am aware. So when you think about and look through the two things that you've written about the dream deferred and the dream achieved, you then write, I am aware, and you have 3 minutes on I am aware. And this could be, what were the insights? What did you notice? How will you use what you have noticed to help you in the future? Okay. Okay, we have to move now. Okay, not much time. So, I'll give you 2 minutes on this one. 2 minutes. Don't want to go over time. I am aware. Insights. What was interesting? How did it feel? What have you learned? And how will you use what you have learned to help you in the future? 2 minutes. Go. Okay, 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Okay, pens down. So how did that feel? So I hope you've all got some powerful stuff to share with me. We're going to do some sharing this week. I want people reading out at the block party at the end of the week. It'd be lovely if people could share some stuff as well when we have our the session on Wednesday. And I must mention again, these exercises are always inspired by the amazing Charmaine Pollard, who is a poetry therapist who works with my company Rise Up in the prisons, and this is her book Writing for Resilience, amazing, brilliant book with lots of really brilliant exercises and insights in there. I would advise anyone who likes writing to go and get this book. It's on Amazon now. So thank you. I want you to bring some stuff to the session. I want you to share some stuff with me, and I look forward to seeing you all in the workshops and the one-to-ones this week. I hope you're feeling empowered to go and achieve your dreams. Shoot for the stars. Mwah. Rise up. Thank you.
Cheers. Thanks so much, Ash. That was absolutely brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you.
So thanks everyone for joining us once again for another Right Here, Right Now. I think that was really useful and gave you a lot to think about, stuff about dreams and following your dreams, and also just exploring that idea is quite a nice one. I think sometimes we one of the reasons they can sort of fall away from us is because we just stop thinking about them, and I think by bringing them back into the forefront, hopefully can inspire some people to be able to see if they can make them more of a priority. So I love that. Thought it was very exciting. As Ash was saying, he's got some really brilliant events coming up this week, and we'd love for you all to be able to join us for them, because I do think they're going to be humongously useful for you all. And also there is the opportunity for you to be able to share your work, as he was saying. So we've got the Bloc social on the 19th, which is tomorrow at 6 o'clock. And I believe the Bloc social, this one is about writing the hard truths, which I think could be really interesting to look into with that. And then we have on the Wednesday the open house, which is your opportunity to be able to share your work, which we would love to hear some of the stuff that you've been able to create in the Right Here, Right Nows, or through workshops, or through one-to-ones you've had with Ash, or even if it's just stuff that you've got yourself and you'd like to share some of your work and see what a little community of writers, including Ashleigh himself, would come up with and what feedback they can give you. It's a really great opportunity for you to be able to get some fresh pair of eyes in some of your writing, and it's very useful at being able to take that work, see how it fits with an audience, whilst also equally seeing what you don't need, or what you can add and what you can explore. It's just really exciting to see where it can take you writing. And then once again, we have got a wonderful celebration with Ashleigh on Friday, the 22nd, which is at 4 p.m, which is our block party. It's going to be a great, nice celebration of all of the work that's been done over the course of the last 3 weeks. We get to hear from some of the great readers we've got, and I believe a creative response from Ash himself as well, which is very exciting. So definitely check that out. And then also, once again, we have still got our Black History Month program going on at the moment with some great events. We've got a real full-on week this week with events, so I definitely recommend checking some of these out because they're absolutely brilliant. I can't wait for them. We've got Professor Stephen Small from Berkeley University who will be joining us on Wednesday at 6 o'clock. So there's a slight clash with the open house there. But I think because both are on Zoom, that you should be able to access the Stephen Small event as well from a different time. You'll be able to get the link for that. So I'd say check out the open house, access the Stephen Small event later, or do both, or it's hard with that one because obviously sharing work with that. And then also on the Thursday, we have our Be Who You Can't See, an evening with the Mayor, Joanne Anderson, which I can't wait for. We are going to be joined by Joanne Anderson for this, for a great conversation and discussion with her, which is absolutely brilliant. And then on Sunday, we've got our full-on day at the Museum of Liverpool, which is a massive sort of exploration, celebration, and sort of opportunities through discussions and stuff to look into the 1981 uprising, but being the 40th anniversary, and all of the individuals who are involved who will be there, and the fascinating sort of looks into the uprising itself, and equally sort of the opportunities and what we can sort of learn from it to be able to help with anti-racist movements within the future, and how it can sort of help teach us through that. So I think it's going to be a brilliant day of loads and loads of discussions, loads and loads of there's music, performances and stuff, readings as well. And it's going to be a real good event, full-on day of just brilliant events that are going to be absolutely fascinating to watch. So definitely check that out. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining us again and letting me tell you our entire programme. It's all very exciting stuff, and I can't wait to see you all there and see if you join us. And I guess thank you again. And we look forward to seeing you at our next Right Here, Right Now, with our next writer on the block. Who that could be, nobody knows. I mean, we do know, but that'll be announced shortly. So keep your eyes out for that. So thanks for joining us. I hope you all have a wonderful day of yourselves. And I look forward to seeing you all again. Enjoy yourselves. Thank you.